Hi Sarah, my favourite moment, I think I've said quite often, has been the day I was appointed, because I knew from that day onwards I had the opportunity to be part of a special football club and hopefully with some success experience all those unique moments that only this football club can provide. Most scenic away trip, Ross County away at Morwell Falcons. Okay, yeah, both big road trips. I think more scenic, definitely Ross County. Morwell Falcons, destination was okay, but the drive out there was quite tiring and not a lot of landscape to look at. Favourite goals scored this season? Scored quite a few. I love them all, but I'd say Jotta's against Rangers. Everyone sort of picked it. It was a super goal that had a bit of everything. What's your favourite thing about Scotland? And you've gone straight to food. Square sausage or crispy roll. I do more than just eat, which may surprise people. Just love the general vibe around, where we live and the parklands and Glasgow, and spending time with the family. So nothing food related that's too exciting. What felt better, winning last year or the title last year when it was probably a bit of a surprise, or winning it, convincingly? Look, I think they were both equally satisfying because for different reasons. Last year, probably a little bit unexpected success for everybody, and but I knew how important it was we did win it, particularly after going trophyless the year before, and also knowing that Champions League football was the reward. So that was important last year. This year, different satisfaction just because of the football we've played. I think we've been a better side than we were last year, and our football's been outstanding. Yeah, leadership. I think the most important thing about leadership, Alan, is that you really have to be yourself. I keep, people when they ask me about, what sort of leadership style and what they should do, I always say that the best way to go about it is to be yourself. I think people look at you before they look at anything you say or anything else you do, and if you're genuine and if you, get people to believe in you as a person, then the rest is a lot easier to sort of handle. Kenny, I love it when the Celtic fans sing my name. I said before I was appointed that was probably going to be their biggest challenge. How do you fit Postecoglou into a song? But they've done it very, very well. And I enjoy all the chants, all the singing. It's brilliant how the atmosphere that the players really enjoy when they play, that the supporters provide, and I think it helps with the connection between everyone involved in the football club with our supporters. It's true that footballers are becoming bigger and better and stronger in terms of their athletic ability, and I guess the difference between our sport and a sport like maybe basketball, which does become a transition, is that you still need the ability to handle the football, the technique of it, and within that concept it always means that there's still an element of technical ability that's required proficiently to play the game at the highest level, and I think that what separates us from sort of other sports, and being an athlete is still not enough to get you to the highest level. To be at an elite level and to be successful in football, whether that's individually or collectively, you still need to have a high proficiency in terms of technical ability with the ball. One footballer from any era that I would love to have coached, there are so many, but considering the position I'm in right now, I'll name to Jimmy Johnson because I love my wingers, and as everyone knows, and Kenny Dalglish because he was my hero when I was growing up. So would have loved to have managed both of them, and I wouldn't have said a word to them, just let them go out there and enjoy watching them play. Ryan, Cruyff, Zidane or Ronaldinho? I'll go Cruyff because, to be fair, I would have just loved to have been in his company even for 5 minutes. He's one of the most fascinating thinkers in world football, and also an outstanding player. Would have loved to watch him play, but I would have made sure that I got 5 minutes with him just to talk about football. When I'm back home in Australia, my favourite thing to do is just hang out with my mates. So I kind of been away from home for a long time, and that's a bit I kind of miss more than anything else. Maybe going to one of the boys' places and they put on a barbecue, not me, because I'd rather be doing the eating than the cooking, and get a few beers out, maybe have some sport, and just sit around and talk in our backyard. So it's probably the most favourite thing when I get back to Oz. Joshy, classic football moment that made me say I love this sport. I think, hard to sort of pinpoint one moment because, like the game just continues to throw up unlikely scenarios. I've been involved in a few where you just scratch your head and go, how did that happen? And you've obviously, we all witness a fair bit. In terms of context, I guess Maradona's not the handball, but the other goal against England was just ridiculous because when you're talking about a World Cup, you shouldn't have an individual be able to do that kind of thing. It's kind of the stuff they put in movies, but it actually happened, and still a sort of moment that sticks with me. Main thing Scottish football needs to improve further. Look, I think like any other league, there's always challenges because each league has its own sort of uniqueness about it. So you can't just compare it to other leagues and say you need to be better at this or that. I think just one thing in general about the Scottish game, I think, and it's become pretty evident, not because I'm here but before me, is just the development of young players. I think. Over recent times, Scotland hasn't been producing the level of play they used to in the past, and some of that is just, like I said, investment that's needed in the game at development level, whether that's through clubs or the association to begin to develop Scottish footballers as you kind of would see in the past that would play in the best leagues in the world, which in turn would make the national team stronger and the league stronger. So I think that's probably one area that still can improve. Teams I've played and managed against that stand out, there's been quite a few. I've been really fortunate in that. I've sort of been involved both at domestic and international level against some fantastic clubs. Not one that sort of stands out too greatly. Spain at the World Cup, to be fair, Holland at the World Cup, Germany at a Confederations Cup, and at club level, Real Madrid last year was a decent contest against us. So there's been quite a few in my career. Manchester United we played when I was at South Melbourne, and we played them in Brazil at the Maracanã. So under Sir Alex, so they were a fantastic side too. Leanne, what surprised me most about the club? Not too much, I think. I can't say that anything's really surprised me. Maybe some things have exceeded even my expectations. because there was certainly a lot of people who were telling me what to expect when I got here in terms of the size of the club and the impact it has on the community and on the people who support it, and just the whole sort of scrutiny around it. Kind of knew that existed. The atmosphere at Celtic Park, European nights, Champions League, all those kind of things were described to me before, but until you experience them, and live them, you don't realise just how enormous they are. And so, not surprised, but definitely exceeded even what I'd been told. I will say that before this year's draw, everyone here was telling me we'd love to get Real Madrid. I don't know why, and we got Real Madrid. So just be great again for us to be a part of it. That's the main thing, And we know whoever we get, it's going to be a special night. We've got sort of some historical, references with clubs we've battled in the past. But I just think anyone we get will be a special night.